Hey everyone, Theron Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight we have another winning podcast for you and another bonus podcast. We are talking to Mr. Carter Wijangco, the recent co-angler winner of the Toyota Series event on the Potomac River this last weekend. So we're very excited for Carter. He's a young angler. All of his family was there to help celebrate his win this last weekend there at the Potomac River. So he's going to give us a full breakdown of his tournament. We've been getting a lot of requests for co-angler podcasts, so we're very excited to deliver this one. Before we get started, let's stop for a quick commercial. Are you an outdoor enthusiast that suffers from inflammation, trouble sleeping at night, or anxiety? Do you experience joint discomfort or aches and sorenesses in your back and shoulders that inhibit you from being out in the field or on the water doing what you love to do? Are you also an outdoor enthusiast that's looked into CBD products, but you don't want to swallow a pill? Well, Revital Outdoors has a perfect solution for you with our delicious CBD gummies. We have 2 flavors in our CBD gummies, including strawberry lemonade, which is a favorite among our pro staff and outdoor enthusiasts. And then new for 2023 is our green apple flavoring. Each bottle contains 30 gummies, which is a 1-month supply. Each gummy comes with 10 milligrams of our premium CBD broad spectrum oil. And then also our gummies are made with sugarcane and organic ingredients. So check them out on our website. See the link right below this video and use the code YouTube20 to save 20% on your first order. Also, don't forget, if you spend $100 or more on our website, you receive 2 days shipping for free. So check them out on our website. Hit that link and start shopping today. With that being said, let's get back to the podcast. All right, thanks for joining us back on the podcast. Again, we have Mr. Carter Wijangco, the winning co-angler from the Toyota Series event this last weekend on the Potomac River. So we're very excited to bring him in just a minute. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are still accepting entries into our $2,500 sweepstakes giveaway. That winner will be selected at the end of the BFL season, so make sure you get in. All anglers out there are going to want a chance on this one. We've got great partners involved, such as the Rod Glove, Flambeau Outdoors, Seaguar Line, Costa Del Mar, Lou's Striking, and Tackle Warehouse. It's a great overall package for any angler out there, from the high-level tournament angler all the way to the person that likes to just go fishing at the pond. But you got to get entered. All you have to do is hit that link at the top of the description right below this video. So make sure you pause the video and take time to do that. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Want to give a big shout out and a thank you to all the anglers that we featured on this podcast. We've been having a lot of fun with it. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. Without further ado, very excited for this podcast. Let's go ahead and bring Carter into the studio. Looks like he's out on the water right now. But Carter, how you doing this evening, bud?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on your win this last week. Very excited to see you walk away with that tournament win. I know you were emotional on stage. I actually got the chance to watch the weigh-in myself. Your family was there. So, man, walk us through your week last week. Did you get to practice? What was it like, the 3 days of the tournament? And then overall, what's it been like walking away as the champion?
Yeah, so last week, it was a pretty awesome week. Definitely one of my better ones. And I was fortunate enough to win that event. So as far as practice, I stayed with Brian Latimer and Christian Greco there in a house, and we practice for like a day and a half. I mean, as a co-angler, it's kind of nice. I mean, practice is not necessary, but it's nice to just go around, see the lake or the river, and you can kind of like gain confidence in baits and stuff during practice, and just see what the conditions are on the river. So as far as the tournament, so first day, I had like 12 something, and I was in like 45th place. And the weights are super tight there, very similar to like I fished the BFLs in lacrosse, and very similar to that. And so I was in 45th, and caught the fish majority of the week. Caught the fish finesse fishing. As a co-angler, that's pretty much the deal. Anywhere you go is just finesse fishing, and it was especially true here because on the Potomac, you have a lot of submerged grass, whether it's hydrilla, what was it called? There's stargrass, hydrilla, coontail, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of guys are fishing chatterbaits and swim jigs and speed worms. But I really slowed it down, and that helped me generate, quite a few more bites. And I was lucky enough to get those bigger ones in the boat. But I was just throwing a wacky rig, kind of pitching it to clumps and holes in the grass that I could see. And that's how I did it the first day. The second day, same deal. And then I had a little trap bite going for about an hour that I made a couple pulls with. And we also fished this dock that I caught probably two 4-pounders off of throwing a drop shot. Just a 6-inch robo worm on a drop shot is a great bait to throw in the back of the boat, or just any drop shot in general. But that was pretty much the deal for the second day. That was my best day. I had almost 16. And then the third day, it was interesting because I thought I had maybe 10 pounds. I had like 13. But coming to the final day, they're averaging 15 pounds a day to lead, and I had no idea that I'd have a shot to win with the weight that I had. But I caught those fish, just throwing a frog, and then wacky rig in the morning. And I mean, yeah, that was pretty much the deal. Just a 5-inch Senko wacky rig and fishing it over the grass.
Okay, really interesting. Walk me through your setup that you like to throw a wacky worm. I know you're throwing a spinning rod. Obviously, a lot of co-anglers out there, they'll throw straight fluorocarbon. Myself and many of the co-anglers out there, often they'll throw a braid main line with a fluorocarbon leader. I like a straight shank hook. A lot of people like a circle hook. What was kind of your setup for that wacky worm?
Yeah, so that was I actually fished at Toyota Series on Chickamauga about a month ago, and I was in third going into the final day, and I lost like several key fish. I was throwing a wacky rig, and I lost several key fish. So I made a couple adjustments coming into the Potomac. I was doing the same thing to my setup. So I'm throwing a Dobbin 703, which is 7-foot medium heavy, and then just 2,500 size Shimano Stratic, and I do like to use braided fluoro, just, especially here, I was making longer casts, and being able to have no stretch in that line when on those longer casts definitely helped a lot. And as far as like the hook, that was another key too, because at Chickamauga, I was using a weed guard, and I was talking with Latimer, the guy that I practiced with, Brian Latimer, and him and a lot of the guys that are really good at throwing a wacky rig, like John Cox, they don't throw weed guards. And so I decided this tournament, not throw a weed guard. And I think that also helped a lot with hooking the fish and getting them in the boat. It sounds really like, picky, but I mean, I definitely think it made a difference not having that weed guard on there. And it was like kind of like I would rip it through that submerged grass. And I think that helped to get like reaction bites, when I pull it out of the grass.
And are you a traditional Yamamoto Cinco guy? Do you throw a Yum Dinger? Do you throw the Guggen Squad Magic Stick? Or
well, the Yum Dinger I use for like, I'll have a couple packs with me, for practice and stuff because it don't matter as much. But in the tournament, I like the Yamamoto Senko. It falls real nice and has like a shimmy on the fall, which I think helps get more bites, or at least it gives me more confidence. And then the general's okay. It's real soft and it sinks really fast. So when I was in deeper water, that general is good, and I'll use the general for flipping too. But yeah, pretty much Yamamoto guy.
I got you. Well, I got to ask, Carter, how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
18 years old, still a teenager, still a young angler, bright future ahead of you. Not many guys can say they won a major tournament like that as a boater or a co-angler, just won a tournament like of that caliber that, at 18. So, what's the future hold? I know you're probably eyeing on going to Guntersville, very excited for that opportunity to go to that championship, but
yeah,
what's the rest of 2022 look like for Carter? And, man, what's your goals for the future?
Yeah, so definitely my goal in the future is to fish for a living. So just taking the right steps to make that happen is key. So, as far as 2022, I'm going to finish out the Northern Division, and I fished as long as I go to Champlain, I think I'll make it through the wild card division. Because I'm actually going to school at Drury University down there in Springfield, Missouri. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it up to the St. Lawrence, but I'm going to try. I should be able to go to Champlain, but as far as the future past that, I'm going to be going to school down there in Drury, fishing in college. And I actually just bought a boat 3 months ago. James Watson's like backup boat's this really vintage 364V, and it's repowered, but I got into an accident on the way back from buying it. So it's not using it right now because I'm waiting on the trailer, but I'm going to fish in college, and I haven't really fished as a boater much through high school. That's my first boat. So I'm going to start to get experience with that. And hopefully, I'm hoping, with this win and hopefully just working hard down there at Drury, I'll be able to become a guide down there, on Table Rock and Bull Shoals and all those good lakes down there. So that's the goal, to get, to fish for a living. But yeah, that's pretty much what the future has.
Well, good for you, Carter. Well, one last question before we let you go. I know you don't do this alone. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, it was really special to see your family there at the Potomac, to see you win that tournament. I know you got a lot of family support. You fish for Drury University. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, sponsor-wise, family-wise, before we let you go?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to definitely thank my parents, and my mom and my grandma were down there, drove down there with me, and definitely got to thank them for the support. I remember I've been doing this since kindergarten and tournament fishing. My mom has driven me to so many different tournaments, just starting from the local stuff all the way to these Toyota series down in Maryland. So definitely got to thank my parents for that. And yeah, just everyone that's helped me along the way. I've had a lot of guys teach me stuff, boat captains and just people around, to help me get to where I am today. So, yeah.
Good for you, Carter. Well, really awesome podcast. Really good to talk to you. Seems like you got a very bright future ahead of you. For all the listeners out there, we've been talking to Mr. Carter Wijangco, the winning co-angler of the Toyota Series event this last weekend on the Potomac River. So, really excited to have him on this podcast. Good luck to you, Carter, throughout the rest of the year. Looking forward to seeing you get to that championship. Seems like you're going to make it to Guntersville. So, really excited to see what you can do there. Don't forget, before we let everybody go, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you've been watching the rotating banner below this video. Make sure you get in on that $2,500 giveaway. Again, it's a giveaway that no angler out there is going to want to miss out on. We've got great partners involved, but you got to get in. You got to hit that link right below the description in the of this video. So, with that being said, I'm Theron Asbury. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting podcast. Be safe out there, everyone. God bless. We'll talk to everyone very, very soon.